Saw 3 loading screens in a row and I thought I just crashed again.
Oh, jeez.
That's it, right?
I figured that if the doll... And then that would be the end of it.
You made the right call. No way you could have seen what was gonna happen. That accident is not on you. Whatever questions we still got, they won't be answered now. Let's just get out of here.
You see the girl? Tell me what happened.
Yeah, we saw her all right. Don't think she'll be troubling us again. It's over.
Are we sure about that?
Don't test it. Like I said. Shit.
Here we go!
That is the most inappropriate sound effect I've ever seen.
John, no!
Ah.
Fearful. Dismissive.
He's gonna snap his neck, isn't he?
Yep.
There's no way to escape that. Should have gone for Mary, I tell you.
Yep, there goes hers. Look at that! Some of the endings are being repeated. Look how close we are to the end. This is ridiculous.
What do you mean? Look how close we are to the end. I've never played this to the end before.
Well, not too much spoilers since we're here, but we're done. This is the end. Because now there's only one person to play as, and there's 2 of us.
I guess that makes sense. It must have been Mary.
Oh, just let it do its thing. Because a lot of stuff is about to make sense.
Alright, so I caused 2 deaths, but then because you didn't condemn Mary like I was trying to ask you to, you caused 2 deaths.
Well, both the options I had were roughly the same thing. Like they were both with the heart. Like, cause normally it's between the heart or the brain. That one, they were both the heart. But you'll see what's wrong in just a second here.
Thought you'd be here.
Leave me alone, will ya? I've lost everything.
You've lost everything. Are you kidding me?
Just get out of here. Go away!
You should have stayed away. I'll never forget or forgive you for what you did. There he is! There's the fucking killer!
You mean Angela? That was an accident. I thought she was one of those things.
You seem a little confused.
Something slightly different.
diverting all traffic through Little Hope. You okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
I doubt a short delay will trouble him too much.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me piece this together here.
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here. Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver. What? Have you seen him?
Yeah, that's funny. Sounds like you could use a drink.
Better not, thanks. Need to keep a clear head.
Hey! You motherfucker, you! You take a goddamn shot at me? Quit hiding in there!
Get away from here! Go! You're in real danger!
I know. From you.
You'll regret it big time if you don't leave right now!
Get out here and face me like a man, you chicken shit! Hey! They're coming.
I don't think he gets how bad a mess we're in.
Yeah, and he was talking about the cops.
Hold on. Just trying to piece this together.
This ending is slightly different because I think in my playthrough we didn't take a shot at him. Like, because when the ending I got, he was walking up on a diner and he turned around and no one was there. This one,
Hang
he's
on.
going to jail, so yeah, it's a slightly different ending.
Hang on a second.
That's it. Game over. You're done. For now, at least. You could always try again, see if you can get a different result.
Well, as different as it can
That's
get.
the problem with demons. If you don't lay them to rest, they will haunt you forever. Not a very happy ending. Or maybe it is. Depends on what makes you happy, really. And you eventually found him.
Yep.
The bus driver. Maybe he can now put the past behind him.
He didn't even mean to burn the place down. He
Until
set the
we
coffee
meet
pot
again.
on.
Maybe in the Arabian desert. Maybe somewhere else. But we will meet again. At least one more time.
See what I mean by the ending being a little bit
So
lacklusting?
Well, let me put this together here. So almost literally all of that was for nothing because it was all a hallucination.
Correct. Literally
So-
everything. Everything.
So hold on.
Holding on.
Wait, hold on. Is there a post credits?
Possibly.
So then, how exactly is that such a bad ending if they were all hallucinations?
It's kind of
I
like
know.
the trope of like they were dead the entire time, or like it was all a dream. It's pretty much a fuck you to the audience, because it's all like all of that was nothing. Like literally everything was nothing. All like Angela dying was for nothing. We got worried about that for nothing. Literally everyone quote unquote dying, it was just some guy hallucinating people dying. Like
So he was what? He was grief stricken from the fire, or what?
yeah, so Anthony, which is Andrew, Anthony was the only person who survived the fire and got like amnesia and like brain damage from it. So in his way of coping, he imagined like when he grew up, he was a bus driver, and as a way of coping with his family members dying, he imagined them dying as bus people, like people he was driving around. But when he got in the accident, he forgot that he was the bus driver and reverted back to his old self.
Okay, so we literally just go to jail for what, attempted murder of the black guy, even though it was really nowhere. With that was the whole point.
Well, I think when it comes to, I think he also got arrested because I think the black guy told him about how he believes that it was how he believes it was him who burned down the fire. So maybe like who burned down the fire, who burned down the house and killed the family, since it seemed like to everyone that it was done on purpose to kill the family, to burn it down when it was an accident. So, but everyone thinks that he did it on purpose, so. But yeah, like I said, it's a good game up until you find out what the ending is.
Okay, so they had an actual opportunity to go with supernatural stuff and they wasted it.
Yes. Like, 'cause don't get me wrong, I'm into supernatural shit. If they would have had that be like an actual, or like even like a half and half, like have certain things be hallucinating and other things be actual like ghosts, then yeah, absolutely. But it's the fact that literally every single thing that happened was a hallucination and it was all for nothing. Like every single thing was just the derangement of that one guy, because his family got burned up in a fire on accident. I mean, technically there was one supernatural thing, and that was Megan talking to that entity. I mean, what got everything to burn down to begin with, but that doesn't really make itself known other than that one time in the prologue.
So I bet you if we had So I bet you if you had said Mary during the trial instead of the puppet, maybe those two people would still be alive and there would be like some kind of consolation measure, or likely because we still took a shot at Vince, he would still call the cops on us and we'd still be in the cop car and they would have and the two who survived would have just disappeared.
Yeah, they probably would have just evaporated. Because remember,
okay,
it was Andrew sitting in the car until the cop passed by him and it turned into the other guy.
Look, there's nothing wrong with doing the it's all in their head in a trauma piece, but when you do it in such a way, like there's right ways to do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I was gonna agree with you that there's nothing wrong with doing it was a dream the entire time, or if it was if everyone was dead the entire time. There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's a movie called Passengers with Anne Hathaway where that's kind of the whole thing without her realizing it. Not too much of a spoiler, but there's a spoiler for that movie. But see, and that was done right. But something like this, where it's like you went through an entire thing, just like you went through with such a journey and such an emotional journey, and you get so invested in shit, and then it turns out to be that. Yeah, no, fuck you. I don't know. Like, yeah, you're right. There's right ways of going about it, but if not gone about it the right way, it just seems like a lazy ending. Like you couldn't think of anything else.
I mean, okay, you kind of got away with it with the Man of Medan piece being a hallucinogenic, bioweapon. I understand that much. You could have at least done some supernatural stuff, but then you shied
Yeah.
away from it from being a hallucination. Are they planning on doing anything like spiritual?
I honestly don't know. But yeah. Now you know what I mean. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this one has a better like story, but Man of Medan has a more clean ending. I'm just saying, like, if you notice during the game of Little Hope, like you could hear me chuckling every time something happened with another character, and then Andrew said something, and then it got a
Yeah,
response. Like, if
yeah,
you
you
notice,
almost live.
like okay, real quick, like if like it was very apparent every single time we talked to the black guy, like someone would try and say something and he didn't answer, but then Andrew said something immediately after the other person said it, and as soon as Andrew said something, then he answered.
Yeah, you
Like,
almost literally wouldn't shut up about how it's foreshadowing, and I'm just like, just let me find the twist on my own, please.
yes, but did you guess that?
I didn't specifically guess that because I was trying to figure out what the twist was, but then you kept dropping subtle hints like, oh, that's foreshadowing, that's foreshadowing, that's foreshadowing, that's foreshadowing.
Well, yes
I
and
haven't played the
no.
game before. I haven't played the game before. Let me figure it out.
Well, I know, but either way, you didn't figure it out because it like no one thought it would do such a lazy ending.
Yeah, sure. It was still a lazy ending, but you still could have at least left a little bit of a carrot on the stick. I felt like I'd eaten the whole thing by the time I got to it.
I know, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It was so funny every time something would happen. I'm like, "Oh my God." Because
Now I
it's
understand why this one out of the three has apparently got the lowest scores out of all three so far.
yeah, and that's why. It's because of its ending. It's like
Uh,
I like this game so much, and Man of Medan is good, but Man of Medan has a way better ending. I don't care what ending you get in Man of Medan, no matter how many people die, it's still a better ending than any ending you can get in Little Hope because no matter what, it's still a false. It's just everything's a false. It's just like why? But yeah, no, like when you're going through and playing that again to see if you can save everyone, just look at all like the dialogue options and just you can hear and see just how like they don't hide it is like I kept wanting to say the entire time we were playing the game. They're not very good at hiding it. They were very strong with foreshadowing. Like that's what I'm saying. I kept saying like during the game, I'm like, how did I not see it earlier? They make it so obvious. Especially like some of the times like going back in time, like it wasn't like every time, but pretty much every time you went back in time, Andrew was there and freaking making an impact somehow. But yeah, still a good game. It's just
I mean, it kept me going for a little bit, and I was really actually like kind of terrified for a little bit with how much of the visions we got from that. Now that I see that it's all in his head, suddenly the paradox of being in the 1600s to the house burning down to present day, suddenly it all makes more sense now. And they did it in one of the stupidest ways possible.
yep.
Instead of like finding like a time warp or something like when a massive or like I don't know like something like when something evil when something evil imprints itself, bad things start to replicate, and that's like could what they could have done with like the witch angle because if Megan was carrying around that doll totem and that's supposedly that's actually really ironic how it caused both of the fires.
Yeah. It's
But
just
she was talking to something though. She
yeah,
was
yeah.
talking to something.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Remember, she said right before the house burned down, she said, "Yes, I do agree with you. My family does need to be taught a lesson," or something like that. And it makes no. Here's two things that make that two things that didn't get cleared up. One, who the hell was Megan's present person. Like, because there was Megan, Andrew's sister, and then there was Mary. What about the present day Megan? That wasn't ever a thing. And then there was well, yeah, that entity that she was talking to. That like that wasn't cleared up. Like, I don't. It's just I it it's good, but it's bad. Like, everything is good. It's pretty much my relationship with the movie Odd Thomas. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's a great movie, but I don't like the ending.
I mean, it almost kind of feels a little bit like it kind of almost feels like Silent Hill Downpour in a way, because I don't know if you've played much of the Silent Hill games or if you even know what they're about.
I know kind of what they're about, and I started to, but the disc never worked.
Okay, well, basically think of it almost exactly like that. It's a fog enshrouded town with monsters running around and tied to your personal demons.
Right.
But it's supposed to do it in like allegory and like metaphors, not like one to one. This is why you're here,
Yeah, like it's
kind of
supposed to
thing.
be
So it's like you're
like
supposed to be punished. It's like supposed to be like a purgatory. It's like where you go, you deal with your demons, and then you're allowed to leave.
yeah, exactly. Like if Little Hope had been that, like if Little Hope had been like a thing where it's like we're all in purgatory and we all just need to let go and die, that even would have been better. Like, yeah, like, oh, they were dead the
Sure.
entire time. It still would
Or
have made
screw
sense. It still would have made more sense than having it be a hallucination
I
of
mean,
a old guy.
screw it. Have one person be still alive, and then have the rest of them be dead and not know it. And like they can't, I don't know, cross over until they deal with their demons on the, unless they deal with their demons still in the physical world, and that's what's creating a haunting or something like that. They could have done so much more,
Like, or
but
like
they took the
even
lazy way out.
or being killed by their demons helps them move over. Like, yeah,
Whoa.
there's so much they could have done that they didn't.
Okay, well, maybe next payday I'll buy House of Ashes and see if it's any better.
And everyone at home, have a great night. Thanks for watching.